Hey everybody, good energy to you guys. So just FYI, Sundays the library's closed, and actually the McDonald's I go to also they're so short staffed they had to close the lobby. And I think a lot of it has to do with the manager, because the times I've been in there, she's always like just been very unfriendly. You know, I'm sure she doesn't like. I mean, I go through their garbage can and shit sometimes, so she probably doesn't like that, but. Then again, I'm homeless and I'm eating other people's food that they don't eat. So I don't see anything wrong with it, and they haven't told me not to. And I do buy from them when I have money and stuff at times. So I don't know, but it's also not just, she seems to be like that with others too. Just her whole demeanor when I observe her in the stores is not very pleasant. So, you know, people don't like to work for people who are unfriendly and not fun to be around, you know, especially if they're the ones giving you the orders. So that perhaps may be issue. And I might even actually try to, that might be my second job, is at that McDonald's, because, you know, they've treated me well. They have a Wi-Fi. They have a giant drive-through. You know, tons of people go through the drive-through, but their lobby is, you know, hardly ever used. I mean, in the morning time, it's usually plenty of space whenever I'm there. So I don't know, we'll see. But the fact that they weren't able to open it because they don't have enough people, and I know that they get a lot of customers, you know, might be an easy shoo-in. So we'll see. I am looking forward to the interview tomorrow at Dollar Tree, and so yeah. But yesterday I did receive help from my friends and family, you know, as far as resources goes. So thank you guys if you watch this. And I did drink 12 beers last night. You know, I spaced them out. Like lately, I've just been pounding the beers. You know, it's kind of just a way to go to sleep and just to kind of deal with that evening gloom that I was talking about in my last video. But yesterday, I did space them out a little bit. I had a couple, and I walked to McDonald's, and I saw a little bit of Yana stream, and you know, thank you, Joy, for you know, just trusting the process. You know, to me, that's a lot like having faith, and you know, it was good. I felt inspired to continue on and not fucking get lost in my own dark fucking black hole. So thank you for sharing those words and making that stream. I only saw a little bit of it, but you know, that title and just seeing her speak and stuff like that was good for me. So, but yeah, so I watched a little bit of her stream, and then I continued on because I had this idea that if I did get beer, that I was going to try to be productive with it and relocate myself to where the jacuzzi is, so that I could wash up, you know, a little bit more before the interview tomorrow, tomorrow. Well, it would have been in 2 days, but for me right now it's tomorrow. So that's what I did. I drank a couple beers, and I walked to the jacuzzi, and once we got there, I had a few more beers, and then I jumped in the jacuzzi, and I probably spent like 30-45 minutes in there, and nobody was there. It was peaceful. It was already nighttime, and because it's, you know, the wintertime here in Arizona, it was pretty cool. I wouldn't say cold, but it was cool. When I got out of the jacuzzi, my body temperature cooled down a little bit. It was kind of cold, but yeah, I guess it did get cold. Yeah, I would call it cold, you know. So, but anyways, did the jacuzzi thing, got out of the jacuzzi, and then I went to an old spot that, you know, I think it's one of the first marijuana smoke spots that me and my buddies back in the day would go to, and it was very nostalgic, and I ended up spending the night there. And there's these 3 trees that, it's just like all those trees, like I've spent a lot of time there, so I remember, you know, not specifically, but I recall there being trees there and the sizes they were at, and so it's probably been years. I mean, it has been years since I've been back there, and just to see the trees grow, it was really good. You know, it's actually a very positive sign. It reminds you that life is always growing. And there's these 3 trees in particular that were just kind of like spaced like 20 feet apart, and I just felt drawn to sleep there, and so I did. And you know, and even though I had 12 beers, like I remember finishing my last beer, I wasn't blackout drunk or anything like that, or falling around, or I didn't get sick or the spins or anything. You know, which means my tolerance definitely gone up. But anyway, about an hour or 2 into my sleep, I woke up and I was like 10 feet away from my gear and where I remember going to sleep. Really strange, because I've never been one to sleepwalk. I've never, even with drinking, like I usually always, I remember going to sleep. I'm not one of those people that, forgets a lot of stuff when they drink. Now, if I get super hammered, sometimes I will, but that was not how it happened last night, and it's not very rare compared to how many times I've gotten drunk. I maybe have had there was an episode when I was like severely drinking 24/7 when it was hard to remember stuff, but most of the time, 75% if not more of my drinking times, I remember everything, completely coherent, so it was really strange for me to wake up like 10 feet away from where I fell asleep. Really strange. Honestly, I feel like something was trying to abduct me. I'm just being real. I know it sounds super fantastic and shit, but that's all I can think of. I don't know what the hell else. I've never crawled off or done anything like that, or woken up away from my bed like that. I mean, I literally 10 feet away. It was really fucking strange, man. So and then I cracked my phone. So that's a sign, whenever I break stuff or start to lose things in association with me partying too much, drinking too much, whatever it may be, being too angry, it's a sign to back off. So I'm going to try to dry out and not drink, indefinitely. I don't know how long it'll last, but and I haven't even really been enjoying it all that much. It's been something to help me cope and to transform and transition into this new lifestyle, and it has helped me. So I am grateful, and but I don't think I need it anymore, because I really I've been feeling better. It hasn't, the first couple week and days, being here was really intense and sad and lonely, but things have felt a lot better lately. So, and I think I met a new friend, or at least a real good potential for a friend. He's a fellow homeless person, houseless person. His name is James. And as I was sitting down eating some food earlier, he came over and he just sat down on the bench and just started spilling his story out. He just started talking to me, and it was kind of strange at first. I was kind of pissed off. Not pissed off, but I was a little irritated because I wasn't feeling the best. The beers and the exhaustion of yesterday. I did a lot of physical stuff yesterday. I was tired, and I hadn't eaten in a while, so I had just gotten some food, and I kind of just wanted to eat and recharge my battery. And then all of a sudden, this dude just comes, kind of out of nowhere, makes a beeline to this bench near me, and sits down and just starts talking to me. And I'm like, okay, but I just roll with it. I listened to him, and he has some serious, he had just gone through somebody stole some of his shit, went through his stuff. He was over at Guadalupe, which is the area just over the freeway. It's not Ahwatukee. It's different than Ahwatukee. It's a little bit more ghetto. And so he was dealing with some issues with some crazy people over there and shit. So he was in kind of an upset mood. And so upon seeing that, I wanted to, try to help him out whatever way I could. It seemed like he just needed somebody to listen to him. So I just sat there and I listened to his story. And he told me I felt like he told me his whole life story. He could have made a movie out of what he told me. There was actually some really good life lessons he shared with me, and maybe I'll talk more about it in other videos. But I do want to mention one thing in particular that he talked about was how, in the first 20 minutes, he told me how he was molested by his uncle when he was 7 years old, and it was just, the whole thing was just crazy. He was in his bed, fucking next to the wall, and his uncle just laid down. He didn't even know his uncle just showed up in his bedroom, and he wakes up with his fucking uncle touching him and shit. It's this is fucking nuts, dude. It really fucking, and a number of my friends, former associates, even some of my parents have told me that they've been molested too, and it's this shit's fucking nuts. Why are so many people getting molested? What is this fucking child molestation thing, dude? It's really fucking strange and creepy, and something that, I can go into the reasons why and shit, but it's very alien to me, because I've never been molested, and just the perversion of why you would do that to somebody is just strange. And then the karmatic reasons of the person receiving it, the whole thing's fucking nuts. But anyway, I really just wanted to share with how quickly he started talking about that. And then from there, he went and just told me a lot of stories about his family, growing up with 5 sisters, and just him and his life. And there's a lot that he actually had to share with me that was good. You know, why he was homeless, you know, having issues with jobs, but like, you know, how the issues with the jobs was because he's really just like, what he told me, like he just likes to work hard all the time. Like doesn't really like taking breaks, just likes to stay busy. And you know, he found that a lot of people would find him like calling him a brown nose or getting jealous because he's always working and they think he's trying to achieve more or be a boss or something. And really the dude just likes to stay busy. Very interesting character. And yeah, I listened to him primarily for like a good 2 hours, and then towards the end of the 2 hours or so, I started talking a little bit more. But I also kind of wanted to get going, and you know, I don't know. I'm sorry. You know, I want to share more with the encounter. I do, but it's hard to do so. It's just, you know, you lose the freshness of the essence. You know, when I take it from what happened in that real moment to this moment now, me talking to a camera. Honestly, I'd like to do a stream with him and share with him because he was a really awesome dude, man. He's from the East Coast. He knows Florida. He hiked the Appalachian Trail a couple of times. He's a really kind gentleman. He told me where I could find some foam to sleep on because I told him how I got my fucking bag or my sleeping pad stolen. And he was actually in the area because, oh shit, I gotta stop it.